gotta tell you, it appears that the Megatins are actually just running it on home right now. You guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Leave a comment down below whenever you walk away with the booster pack as per usual. And Doom of Dimensions, Gamer's Choice, discount code IMCO40 will save you on your purchase over here. Just kind of seeing what's been best selling out here. I see Doomsies has been doing very, very well. A lot of the cheap Mystical Space Typhoon stuff's been doing well. Nori is holding up very, very strongly on the top end of things, and it still continues to be very, very strong. I see just a lot of people grabbing cheap stuff, and over here on Kongs, oh man, still seeing the some of these high-end Starlights rotating off the market. But once again, discount code MCO40 will save you on your purchase. If you're interested in picking up, you know, Fleur-de-Lis and some of the other little bits and pieces of what you've got, you know, Doomsies still got some of the higher rarity stuff over here as well. Or, you know, you maybe want to test out the Lunar Rabbit. We got it a little bit late, but yeah, discount code MCO40 to save you on your purchase. So, the Megatins. There have been some very interesting movements. I pulled up a couple things I want to discuss here because today's market has definitely solidified the point of there's a lot of things rotating in the secondary market. One of those being the Queen of the Blazing Domain. This is one of my favorite cards because it is a literal macrocosmo for any monster sent to the opponent's graveyard becomes banished instead. These kinds of floodgate monsters are very, very good. I mean, people don't like them, but this card bottomed out at $4 at one point. You are actually at $15 right now per copy of this card. Am I surprised to be seeing that? Honestly, not really. I think you're dealing with a weird situation where we don't really know if this card's going to break the game in any sort of way, but because it has the conditions that it has on it, that, you know, some sort of upwards potential in the future could potentially push this card over the edge. Verudras, the final turd of the end of times. The big guy himself for the negation prowess that you get for this, I'm not surprised about this because there are just a lot of people out there in general that were wanting the opportunity to pick this card up and be able to play this deck. And now the prices have sank down to a very cheap and I would say almost affordable price point at this point in time. There shouldn't be anybody out here that shouldn't be able to afford a Verudras. Now, it depends on the sort of deck you're wanting to play. You know, how many more of these are we going to want to see? Well, I mean, honestly, it's pretty cheap. Bot Herder. This is my favorite card out of this set. We are down to 36 listings of this thing. And I would not be surprised to eventually see this card, you know, getting rotated off the market. We added these all to card on stream, and I think it was like $500 to, you know, see as many of these as you could. But this card very easily jumps up to being $3 over the course of time here. And this card has to systematically be good at some point. In terms of, you know, sales, just over the last couple of days, actually even today, I see that, you know, quantities of these have been disappearing. This is already, you know, being impacted. We don't know if we'll see a reprint for this, to be honest, but we're left in that really, really weird situation where, you know, maybe time will tell. I don't know. Retaliating Seas. This one is very, very interesting to me because as more time progresses with this card, you know, it's a free special when your opponent does a spell card, which we got a lot of that kind of running around in the format right now. I think that's kind of your caveat here. Your opponent slams down a spell card, the special summons, congratulations. You automatically get to trigger this, and then you just get to send your opponent down, you know, another macrocosmo path. Seems to be the case here, right? There's a lot of macrocosmoing here that really is just tearing through a lot of the competition. And, you know, I guess that's your takeaway. Obviously, 40 listings, and then you're just at a lot of money. I don't know, man. I really don't know what to think about this. It's one of those things that's very, very nice. Draconic Diagram. You know, for as much as this card has been pummeled into the ground on the reprint waves, I am just very surprised to see that we're very casually holding this wave. I really don't know what to think about this. I do think over time that, yeah, this card should naturally be, you know, better than it is, but you've got, let's actually go take a look. How many Draconic Diagrams actually truthfully exist? So you have the old Maximum Crisis, you have the 2018 10s. This card has been reprinted as a secret rare 4 times. That's crazy. This card's just going to be destined to never get an actual rarity upgrade. Spell card, Monster Reborn. You know, I'm actually quite entertained by the idea of this card still maintaining a pretty decent price point here as well. Because it is, you know, the Starlight Purgatory. You're looking at 40 listings right now. Now, obviously, you know, the 40 listings are a little bit more average, I feel like, when you're looking at these quantities, because they indicate that the market's a little bit more stable, but yet, you know, quantities are disappearing. This and the Spell Card Soul Exchange are very easily 2 of the bigger cards that are kind of rotating right now. So we'll see where this goes. Now this one caught me off guard. So I only thought about looking at this because I just sold a bunch of Yubel stuff today on TCG Player. I didn't really think much about it, but when we were looking at cards today, I was like, you know, let's go take a look. Now, Phantom QCRs are 20 listings. All right, you're looking at solidly $50 a piece. That's not my concern here. It's when you scroll down here and you see 29 listings for the secret rare. And you're like, wait a minute, these are $15, $16? And you do see, you know, more of the ramp up actually happening on that. Well, that's interesting. You come on down here to the Phantom itself, and you're looking at 14 on up to actually $20 right now. You have been here long enough to see Phantom of Yubel, of all cards, spinning back in. I mean, this card is limited to 1 right now, people. That you're not really witnessing anything too crazy on the secondary market for this. It's just, it's a good card that is really just getting people excited and wanting to get them involved in the market. All right. DDD. So there's a couple of DDD cards I want to talk about here, because you got to remember, we have this new DDD stuff coming here. You know, you're able to upgrade the deck very, very easily, and that gives you a very good opportunity on the market just to, you know, see what you can do. Now, Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok here is solidly a $10 card. I mean, this is always going to be a one-of piece that you're going to need for the deck. You obviously have lower rarity, you know, numbers available to you, but for all intents and purposes, this card's still pretty much on cruise control. And then we have the Marksman King Tell. I'm honestly more impressed with this card still being like $6. Actually, both copies are $6. You can actually get Italian copies here for $2.35, which is probably your saving grace, honestly. I would actually recommend going towards that. It's actually not bad. And then Orthros. Oh my gosh, talk about a card only printed in the Pendulum Domination structure deck. The fact that this card is so far back, and you know, you're seeing this being such a important piece, I don't know, man. Today's market feels a little bit weirder than normal, but I feel like I'm pretty used to seeing these sorts of little things moving around. But what do you guys think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back there in day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.